Good time of day, everyone. It is I, and I live again. Game, up on screen, right now. Get up on the screen right now. Up on the screen. Go. Do it. There we go. Hi. It me. I return. We play Vintage Story. You may be wondering where I am, and same, I have no idea where I am right now. I'm apparently underground. Why is, good question. Why am I down here? I get lost exploring at some point and just sit down and wait. To explain why this today, it is currently the 5th of January. We are slowly getting out of winter finally, and I haven't streamed any of this because sitting on the ground has been 90% of it. In fact, for the last several days, I've had the game open and barely interacting with it at all because all I have been doing is literally just that. Sitting there waiting for winter to end. I am not joking. Winter has been incredibly uneventful to the point that I just did nothing. I did nothing during the winter. There was nothing happening basically ever. There's grass growing down here now, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. But yeah, so that's kind of how that was going. I kind of remember what I was trying to do, but I think I completely failed to find where I was going. Because, yeah, I don't actually remember where anything is down here, per se. There's limestone. I forgot we had that. So, yeah, winter has been nothing. Nothing has been happening in this game. I was playing RuneScape with this on in the background as I was sitting in my shack. And, yeah, it turns out, indeed, though, the ocean don't freeze during the winter. Which is unfortunate. There's that. Down this way. Like, I was going to start picking up extra bits of stuff. Down this way. Basically, the generalized plan at the moment was to find my way back down to where all the copper was, which I'm fairly certain is further out towards that direction. Gather up more copper and look into making some extra tools. Because when spring hits, I'm going to need to plant a lot of flax and start working on that. Because how to put this? It's the only thing remaining that I need to build a ship. And once I have a ship, I'm going to be boating about the place. And I figured I'd make some copper tools and whatnot. I was also trying to remember where any of the clay was, but I'm not going to lie, I seem to have failed completely in that endeavor. Plus, I'm kind of waiting for it to get above freezing just in general in the game, so yeah. We're not too far off from spring, which is why I was like, I might as well stream some of it today, especially because I was just feeling incredibly lazy. Which has been a consistent issue all winter for me in real life. That I've had basically no energy because I keep having god-awful days of sleep. I make it daytime already. Oh yeah, I guess I should show off what's happened over here in the pit. In my animal catching and attempted domestication pit. As you can see, there is still only 3 goats. These motherfuckers have not done it yet. But if you look over here, I have a pair of rabbits and another goat. But yeah, we might be able to have rabbits. Like, we actually have enough rabbits, a male and a female, to try to domesticate them. That other goat is dead. I'm going to kill that goat whenever, like, a good amount of spring has begun. Nice sleep through the night, please. I don't like being awake. But yeah. I can show off the progress of some stuff that I did do. Because, about the only things I have been doing besides sitting on the floor and cooking food occasionally is... I did go gather up more copper from down below. I checked like a cave system or two on the nearest islands. That was something I did. As you can see, we still basically just have around the same amount of stuff, though I did make another one of these because I could. I'm also kind of just waiting for the next big update to the game before I do anything particularly extensive. I did think about maybe making a bunch of pickaxes and trying to work on getting materials together to build a proper house. But I'm not going to lie, that just kind of has been a I don't really care moment. So I did go through and work on the fields a little bit, as you can probably tell. It is now mostly medium. I can break the ice, and because I turned on that one option, I was able to move some of the water around and just kind of get a nicer look to the field. In fact, I'm not sure what to do with some of this area. I'm not sure I want to even keep some of this area. I thought about expanding this slightly out to the sides here, collecting up some of this and doing something with it, but I'm not sure. As you can see, there's also a slight issue there. I don't know what that's about. And I found out that I can kinda make water by just letting liquid happen. But yeah, I basically have like a decent sized field over here now for whenever spring hits. I haven't really been able to work on making terra petra or anything. Because, you know, that requires bones, and the animal population in winter on this setting is lowered. Stop that. I have been trying to remember to walk over to the tree occasionally and see if it's regrown any resin, because ultimately I'm gonna want resin. Eventually I'm going to want to make a grind wheel and other, like, mechanical pieces to be able to do some stuff. Ah, it is ready. Okay. But yeah. Just getting that ready for whenever I go to use it. Now, let's talk about the ship progress, shall we? That is it. I've also been wanting to mess with my mic settings more, but I'm not sure I know how to, at this point, make it sound better. And, like I said, this entire winter I've been kind of lazy. Yeah, here we are. So this has been the progress with a boat. As you can see, progress has not been anything. Hooray. I did make this little, like, area out over here, though, to park, like, the raft and everything, so it's not awful. Just a matter of, like, we need flax. There's flax here that's been growing, vaguely. That's wild. It hasn't really been growing that much, though. Hopefully we can continue working on the boat now, though, because wild flax don't care about winter. Just grows very, very slowly. But yeah, that's something else I was just vaguely waiting on, and now we have it. About to start working on a boat again. Winter is almost over, thankfully. And I was completely correct. My food stores were far more than enough to get me through the winter, so that was good. Otherwise, I just really didn't have anything else to do. So this game didn't get streamed much. Mind, I also haven't been able to do that much because my character's clothing isn't very good either, so yeah, I just basically had to sit indoors and wait for it to end. I got a couple of more flax fibers. Hopefully that works. I don't know why I checked again. We just picked some resin off of it. It's snowing again, is it? Or is it just the wind blowing some snow? It's just the wind. Alright. But yeah, because I don't have clay, I haven't really been able to, like, work on much else either, which is a little bit silly, but oh well. Okay. So, if I'm right... Yeah, okay. Fuck, what was that item called again? Would think I'd remember anything, but I don't. Plum and square. Okay, that's what we needed. Plum and square. Plum and square. Okay. So yeah, we needed more flax twine for this. So 2 flax twine, 2 sticks, and 4 sticks and 2 rocks. There it is. Honestly, that's what most people do in the winter, sit inside and wait for it to be over. Yeah. Normally, in any other situation with this game, I would have had more I could work on. But this is an island world, so I just don't want to fucking paddle everywhere. It is a pain in the ass to do, holding W the entire time. But we're able to actually work on the boat a little bit more. Mind you, we still won't be able to finish it, but that is kind of expected a little bit. It's normal rocks. That's not the correct one. There it is. Let's grab an entire thing of that. How's my temperature? We'll be fine. But yeah, once we're able to plant flax again, slowly we'll be able to get an actual boat and be able to sail and put like chests and other things on said boat to be able to go out on expeditions and actually gather materials. That will be very nice to be able to do. I'm not sure what direction I would go first, though. All things considered, some of this stuff I would probably want to go through. This island in particular, I probably need to properly check over. The main reason I haven't yet is A, distance. B, the last time I was there, it was covered in goddamn wolves. Which, obviously, is not very good. I am squishy, I die quickly. Alright. Character's starting to get cold. Any of this flax anywhere near grown? No. Struct. I mean missing 2. Do I need to put those on first? Okay. Do I have to hold it? I don't know what I'm... Okay, there we go. Nice. Alright. Another 28 planks. Got it. And we're freezing to death out here. So yeah, this is basically why I haven't streamed this in a while. There really just wasn't anything to do until it actually started warming up again. You know, because negative 18 Celsius wearing a sleeveless shirt is such a great idea. We are in danger. Holding an open fire in our hand does in fact warm us up a little bit, but it windy, and this is not enough. There's some trees there I might want to, like, cut down eventually, too. Not that it matters too much right now. But, yeah, we've more or less got nothing to worry about as long as I don't do something so incredibly stupid as to die. Because if I die, I know what's happening, and it's going to be bad if I die. Here, let's just grab a bunch of these, then warm up. Still plenty of food. Probably can go show off the food reserve, by the way. Because we've got, at most, maybe 10 days before it starts getting above, like, the freezing range. And we still have this much food in stock. We really don't have anything to worry about here. Especially because some of this is still fresh for 12 years. Yeah, no. We really don't have to worry. Also, it's inside here, so technically it's slightly warmer. I am excited for the next update, though. I'm going to want to use water wheels, because water wheels. Alright. So now we just have to sit here and wait to get warm. I mean, I could start a fire, but, yeah, no. That's not a great amount there. Part of why I was like, I might want to go cut down some trees, though. I mean, if I really, really needed to, I guess I could make some more, whatever I'm able to make in here. Like, we got plenty of charcoal to make some stuff. I tell at some point. I really like Vintage Story. I really, really like Vintage Story. It is definitely a game that's up my alley in terms of what it is. God. It's just, I didn't have enough to do for winter this time around because we're on islands here, unfortunately. I guess I could make another hammer if I need to. Having another hammer isn't a bad idea, just as a backup. We do have 4 ingots of tin bronze, too, that I could do something with. I'm just not fully certain what I'd want. Unfortunately, we can't make any more racks, like, anything else to put in the rack here. I don't have any clay left. As much as I'd probably want to make a copper axe and shovel at this point. Just to have them. Yeah, we're still warming up, though. Just gotta get to a point we're not dying at. Fire. I think we also needed more ropes. How many ropes did I need total at this point? Yeah, I need 27 total rope. I do not have 27 total rope. That's slightly a problem. Not that it's going to be too much of a problem, per se. Realistically, if I could just find more cattail reeds to plant in the farm, I'd be better off, because then I could just make rope out of those. We're also running low on sticks. We're out of twine and thread. 3 resin. We still have some high fertility soil, but I'm holding on to that until I'm able to make some terrapeta. Once we have terrapeta, that's going to improve growing a lot of stuff too. I just need to, well, one, probably get a hold of more bones to make bone meal, and I'm also going to need a lot more wood to make more charcoal. And I'm gonna then have to grind up the charcoal and bones and use that with that. So yeah, it's one of those projects that I was just like, we're not gonna find a lot of animals in winter, and I don't want to bother trying to get at the one goat yet, because realistically, with the settings I have, I should wait until winter's over so I actually get more fat and meat from it. I have a setting called True Winter on, which basically means I can't really do too much farming or anything else. Animal spawns are lesser, the drops they give are lesser, blah 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 blah. 19 flax seeds. Okay. Is that melted? No, it's just slush right now. Daytime is here. It's a warm -18 Celsius. Jesus. I need to reinstall the mod that gives it correct units of measurement. After all, we live in a civilized society that uses imperial. And not that third world backwater Celsius made by the French. Derogatory. Alright, let's keep working on the boat here. Okay. Yeah. Those two things were what we were really missing here. Now it's slowly getting to be built up, but yeah. We're already getting cold again, I can see it. Wow, we're shivering something fierce now. It's pretty bad, not quite Siberia tier, but definitely hypothermia inducing pretty rapidly without the right clothes. Yeah! Yeah, this is fine. Hoping to at least get the body of the boat done. I should use the ability to sleep more often, too. Yeah, we have some logs just sitting there from whenever I didn't finish cutting down that tree, too. I know there's clay somewhere out here, but, yeah, good luck finding where that deposit is right now. I end up starting to use more stuff, too, like this. Let's see here. I don't know why I keep doing that. Let's do this. Why not? That's pickaxe. I'm not real interested in that. A second hammer is what we're after. Alright. This will help us get warm again. Then that should be enough for right now, as long as we drip feed it. Oh yeah, I should grab more boards before I go back out too. There we go. Realistically, I should just have that many on me. Alright. With 0°C being the freezing temperature of water, you can probably get an idea of how cold it is. Yeah. I mean, I'm not ignorant to what most of C is, kinda. I just disrespect it because it's a French measurement. I won't let any Euros know. Not know the fact that Celsius was made by the French. They hate whenever I remind them of facts. Which is funny. Yeah, we warmed up really quick. The next update, by the way, includes fishing for the game. Various different kinds of fish, fishing, water wheels, just a lot of stuff. 2 might actually have been enough. Okay. Okay. Grab that and equip it. All right. That'll be a second hammer. Just having an extra hammer is always a good idea. Sometimes it takes me a bit to do the math in my head, though. Yeah. I mean, I don't really need to directly know any measurement. Imperial metrics. You're not technically wrong by one of the definitions of the word metrics. That's the funny thing about that. You need more food. Let's see here. Ah. Alright. That's just an entire thing of gruel because I couldn't care less. I could care more. I don't care at all, though. Food is food right now. English is my first language. Okay. Thankfully, we had almost enough flax, so one little wild flax plant was in fact enough. Eventually, I'll end up making a proper set of buildings on this island, too. But like I said, if I want to build out of stone, I'm going to need clay. Some other stuff, but clay specifically. What does it need now? Now we need those. Okay. So the shell of the body seems to be about done. Good. Yeah, I'm probably going to need an axe. I can make a flint one at least. We have plenty of flint. Oh, man. It'll be nice to have a boat. A raft is okay as a backup, but man, I don't want to explore with the raft ever again. Realistically, one of the things I probably should do is build a dock and have a couple of boats. Just in case I die somewhere. Have to, like, get the boat back. Fine, that would mean that I technically would have a boat there and not... it still would be better, whatever I'm saying, to have 2 boats, so I wouldn't have to raft out into the distance, apparently. All right, what are these things called again? I literally have the wiki up to show me what these are called. Support beams. Okay. A total of 45 support beams are needed. Support beam. Debarked pine log. An axe, a hammer, and a log. Okay. I didn't read exactly how many of those were needed. One makes 3. Okay. That's not too bad. There's my flint axe. That done yet? No. Is it hot enough to warm me up if I stand right here next to it? Kinda. Yeah. Alright. That tree has to stay. That's our pine tree with resin. And trees that grow can't have resin spots on them right now, unfortunately. Could be worse, though. The British measurement weight in stone. Oh my god. I once tried to figure out what the fuck the logic behind stone was so I could actually understand it. No. No. There isn't a logic. Hold it those. Also, trees don't grow in the winter, by the way. I did vaguely think about making a new survival world in this game where the idea is to live underground. I've still been thinking about that, by the way. I just haven't come up with a good way to do it yet. I'm trying to figure out if this was a tree that grew here naturally, like spawned in, or if this is one of the ones that I've grown. I don't think either of these trees are spawned in. I think I grew them. We got plenty. We can cut down one without worrying about the leaves or a replacement. Besides, I'm going to need more firewood anyways eventually. Look around and pick up all the sticks it dropped as best as I can. I don't think it dropped that many. Yeah, no. Oh. Oh, it took out that one's leaves too. Okay. Guess we chopped down both then. Alright. We needed more logs anyway, so whatever. Uh, 6th of January. It started getting very cold in November, I think it was, in-game. So I'm expecting next month for whenever it to be slowly starting to warm up again. I mean, it's not getting down to where it was in December here, so yay. Yeah, whenever it was December in-game, I checked a couple of times. -20 plus. Or minus? Minus, I technically. Below -20 was where it kept going. That was pretty goddamn bad. Those days I couldn't even go outside because it was just snowing constantly too. Alright, fortuitous, a hammer. Though, new hammer. Set that one in there and take this one. So we needed, like, a bunch of this. So, let's see. I'm gonna quickly try to do math. Try being the operative word. 45 support beams. Okay. Cool. Now then, support beam. What was the tool for that? Supporto. Saw. Grab that. We needed 45. I made 42. Wow, I actually got pretty close there. That's abnormal. Oh well. One more. And that will be the support beams that we need in total. That's all of them that we'll need. So, let's see. 9 logs. Yeah. 2 plumb and squares used. 5 rollers used. 8 firewood used. 298 boards. 45 support beams, 27 coils of rope, and 21 linen squares. That's the total amount we need to make a ship. And as it stands, I think we basically have everything other than the linen squares, actually. So yeah, we should be able to more or less actually complete the boat outside of the sails, which is just a little bit funny. We have everything but the thing to make the boat go. Probably have to cook here in a little bit. Luckily, we have plenty. The only thing I'm missing, really, is meat, dairy, and fruits. But that's something we never had, something I just don't want to grab, and we used up all the fruit already. Obviously, because it wouldn't last very long. By the way, the months in game are 9 days long, which is the default. Can make them longer, but 9 days long is the average. Which is a noticeable number of real-life hours, by the way. Like I said, I've had this game running in the background for like the last week at this point. Hit. More boards. And the rope. Alright. So that's the other thing we're missing, basically, is rope. 17 rope to start with. Okay. I miscalculated the number of rope I needed, so I didn't get as much as I should have had. A little bit unfortunate, but hey, whatever. There's still plenty of places to try to get the material for that. I really need to start building walkways around the island too, so I can get places faster. You know, walking through snow is actually kind of slow, too. And again, I didn't want to really use any rocks or dirt to make pathways, per se. I plan to build out of granite, just because it's a nice, solid color stone. Eventually, I need to make more boxes to hold all the building material, too, but things that will be done when they get done. We still live in a fancy mud hut, basically. And not enough of those. Okay. Well then. The update's also going to come with a bunch of new storage options. Like, we're going to get a lot of nice shelves and stuff that actually show items, like, stored on them. There'll be, like, a shelf that you can put clothing and stuff on. There's just so much that I'm like, this will be so nice to have. I love storage in-game that shows items. It's so nice to have item storage that shows what an item is. Hi, Edit. Hi, Edit viewers. Hi. Hi. We're playing Vintage Story. It's Winter. It fucking sucks. Hi, Edit viewers. How are you? How was that game you were playing, Edit? I saw a little bit of it. I was just like, not real sure what I was looking at for most of the time I was watching. Oh, God. But yeah, we need a new set of things, unfortunately. I wish the goats would stop being scared of me. They've been in that pit for like half a year. You'd think they'd eventually just get used to the situation, but no. Should I try to put together a set of supplies so I could at least go sit on another island and work around there? Because at this point, if I go out, I'm going to need somewhere I can sit down and properly stay for a little bit because, yeah, as it turns out, whenever it's negative 22 Celsius outside, if I go boogie boarding off into the distance, basically, yeah, anywhere I land, I'm going to need to build a fire immediately. So I'm getting really sick of this error in the visual there. Go away. Ding. God, we still have several days of that, don't we? I'm really hoping next month it starts melting. I'd love to actually be able to plant some crops again and do stuff. Let's go try to find the ore deposit again, since I can't do much of anything else right now. The boat's mostly built. We just need rope, linen, and probably a couple of other small things at the end. We're gonna have to build a seat. And right now, I mean, I have the supplies to make some chests to put on there too. Which part of this place went down the direction I'm trying to go? Is it this one? I think it's this way. I can't remember anymore. The caves are a little bit wonky, and my memory of exactly where... Nope, that's going the wrong way. We need to be finding a tunnel that drops off towards that direction where the rest of it is. This way, I think? Yeah, I think it's this way. And it turns and goes this way, yeah. There is a shocking amount of copper down here still. I ended up going down that hole, and I found even more copper down there, so yeah, we got really lucky with that. I don't want to go and see what's up there. Carefully make some stairs up so it doesn't collapse and kill us. Fun fact, cave-ins are a thing. Fun fact, they're actually kind of useful in places. Where's this go? Don't think I ever climbed up here. This actually goes up kind of far. Where is this? Oh, you can hear some water flowing somewhere. Oh my fucking god, there's zinc in here too. Okay. Guys, we found zinc. Of all things. That's a little bit strange. Where's that go? Instability 100. I break any of that, it's going to come down, isn't it? Oh yeah, this place is going to collapse no matter what I do, huh? Well then. I think we have to go under here. Know what I'm doing, vaguely. 70, 100. Yeah, that... very strange. More granite. Yeah, we're just not going... wait. Yeah, we're not going to touch any of that. I thought for a second that maybe I could put a pillar up, but no. There's a lot of instability here, too. Back up a little and try to get at this ore here. I'm not incredibly certain what I personally can do with zinc right now, but I know it's good. I know it's used with some other stuff to make some decent bronze out of. Most sane driver moment. Brush with a hammer. Yeah, it's zinc. There wasn't a lot there, but there was some. Maybe I need to bring a pickaxe for prospecting those and just kind of look around. Turns out this island has been fairly rich in material. Anything else on these walls while I'm looking around here? Pick up some of these. I'm gonna use this stuff for building material eventually anyway, so I'm gonna want to grab what rocks I can. Saltpeter that we already knew about. Okay. So yeah, you can see where I've been digging up all the copper that was down here. And, yeah. 1 second, where is it? It's down over here. There's even more copper still. We have found so much copper. So we're kind of digging down. It isn't creating too much instability elsewhere. But yeah, look at all of this. It's not kidding whenever it called this a rich vein. I've found so much here. I'm still also just kind of waiting until we can find another vein of tin. Or anything to make better bronze with. So I'm kind of not using a lot of it. But we have found so much, and just some more bronze of any kind would be an extra boon. We kind of do want to build little support pillars about the place, and there's still yet more back here. Oh my god. As long as this remains mostly stable, we should be fine. I cast cave collapse. Chew, go away. Don't do that. You gremlin. Jesus. I know what I'm doing. After a little bit, I knew what I was doing. But yeah, it's actually surprisingly rich down here. Finding the sapphirite was nice. No, I know there is also lime somewhere around here, but we're not necessarily needing that right now. Whenever we start getting into leather working, that will be important, though. Alright. Daytime again. 7th still. Yeah. Okay. Oh, at some point I did poke around one of the caves on the island up here in the heart. Did not really have anything in it. Was kind of a letdown. There is a shit ton of coal on that island I've thought about going after. It's brown coal, but still. Brown coal would be useful just as, like, a fire source. I'd love to make a lighthouse at some point and put it up. Hello. I was looking for you. Finally. Find this. I was having such a hard time remembering where that was. Turns out it's right goddamn there, and I was looking on the wrong part of the island for it. You know, I really should mark this. Thing I'm going to proceed to not do, though. I really should make some more copper tools at the very least. Like, it wouldn't hurt to have them. I'm so happy the island we started on has so much of the resources I need. Outside of the things to make rope, unfortunately. But hey. That'll do. How light of a house is it, though? Okay, I threw. Leave now. Fascinating choices. Eventually, we're gonna have to make more charcoal, too, but hey. Oi! Oi! Stop screaming! If only the winter would go away. I want it to be spring. Two almost destroyed shovels at this point. Anything I can throw in here? No, not really. Okay. Sapphirite. Sadly, we don't have a lot of use for it right now, but extra materials for later are always nice to have. Let's see, how much of this do I have at this point? 416 nuggets of copper. Let's see, sapphirite. About 30. Yeah. Zinc. I need more boxes. I just need more boxes to store stuff in. Where is some of my logs? There you are. We are going to make more boxes. Now then. I think I make 2 just to store these items in. We're making 3 though, because I want somewhere to put some of the other stuff too. Specifically, I think we need to be storing red clay. And let's see, sapphirite. These rocks go in here. We're slowly getting a nice supply of just everything I have. Now, as for the tin, just throw it down there for now. As for this one, maybe a box for the charcoal, since we're going to have a lot of, for fuck's sake, a lot of that anyways. Then we can move this over to the side of this. Yeah, there we go. And that clears up some stuff. All right. Now then, what about these fucking rocks? Doink. Doink. I know what to do with them. Also, if you're wondering what settings I have on, it's slightly adjusted Homo sapien. So there's none of the lore or anything in this. Let's see here. And that means there's none of the monsters either. Animals are still a fucking pain, though. They'll still show up and just beat my ass if they're anywhere nearby. Also, the map is on because I kinda need it to navigate. I'm too stupid otherwise. There we go. I mean, we're also in a endless ocean with barely any land mass whatsoever, so I kinda need it. Don't worry about that door. There's nothing wrong with it. There is no door. If you see a door, something's wrong. Go talk to a priest. You know what? Let's make a really nice vegetable stew. Yeah. These will go bad sooner than anything else anyways. Sun's going down again. I hate it. I hate winter in this game right this moment. It fucking a windy. There we go. Give me that. I want it to be over. I want the winter to go away. Is the sun rising yet in real? No? Okay. That's unfortunate. The granite stones, various spears that I have for no good reason. Oh yeah, we have a couple of lapises. Because I just can. By the way, I don't know how it's happened, but there's a trader here, even though that shouldn't spawn? It's weird. It's very strange that one of those showed up. Is it still cooking? It might need one more piece of firewood. Might. Let's see. I can always just throw it on there if I need to. It's still cooking. Will it finish is the question. Yeah, it'll be fine that way. Yes, I've been slowly figuring out what is the most firewood that I actually need to cook food. It's winter, we're on an island. These are important bits of information to have. Mind you, I still have other options I can get, but I'd rather not use them. Eventually, I'll actually build real housing. Eventually. Eventually, I'll stop living like I do here. Have a real bed, too. And a boat. I'll eventually have a boat. That'd be nice. I want a boat. Chat, what is your favorite addition to mustard? Quartz, flint, copper, sapphirite, charcoal, cassiterite, red clay. Realistically, I probably should make the tool molds, shouldn't I? It's not like we have anything else we can do right now. Alright, let's form this. First off, axe mold. Axe and shovel I probably should have. Just because those will be somewhat useful. The other stuff I'm not incredibly certain of. The real question is just how much are we going to have to work with ever at this point? Like right now we have a nice supply of certain material, but finding more is going to be a problem. Okay, there's that one. Shovel, prospecting pick, maybe. You have hammer. Weapon? I'm not sure about. A hoe, I'm also not sure about. There's really not a lot that we'd be fighting per se face to face. Realistically, if there's like an animal attacking me, my main goal will be to get away from it. Fix that in a second. Okay. Realistically, would I really need a hoe ever again? I guess I might as well make one. A copper hoe is probably more than I'd ever use at this point. Unless I started industrial size farming, which, there wouldn't be a lot of reason. It's not like I have anybody else that's going to be needing any of it. Not like I can sell any of it per se, because I don't believe that that guy should exist to start with. Unless traders also just appear on Homo sapien settings, so I don't know. I genuinely don't know why he is there, he just is. Yeah. You know what, let's fire this one first. Do I even have the grass needed? Not really. Alright, where's the knife? Give me these. Have to cut it. Okay. Okay. Apparently I need to do it like this. have to dig up the grass to be able to actually even cut it at this point. Oops, destroyed that one. Oh well. It's grass, it's gonna grow back eventually. Oh yeah, it really hasn't snowed yet, so I can go over here and cut some of this up too, can't I? Yeah. No, it's still not there again. Damn. Oh, nobody likes mustard. That's sad. Can't believe you have no culture. We're gonna need a lot of this. Yes, I have all the bales of this stuff sitting around. No, I'm not gonna use that right now. I'm actively looking for ways to waste my own time so we can get out of winter. Probably just gonna break this knife doing this. I don't really care. There's that. Oh yeah, we're also gonna need to use some of the sticks I have left. Oh well. There we go. I probably will end up needing a hoe again, just whenever I go to expand the farm into Terrapeta. Don't worry about it. You start worrying, you shouldn't. Also makes a convenient fire to have out here. And we're out of that. Very good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 3. And 1, 2, 8, 9. Let there be fire. It burns so bad. I sleep yet? Why are you always not tired enough to sleep? Who are you, me? I know I could probably make more of those, but I don't want to. I want the moon to be round. Lake ice. So yeah, this is kind of why a lot of my time with this game has been spent just sitting around. Really just isn't that much to do in winter, unfortunately, right now. That makes 17 pathway. Alright. We have a couple of pieces of granite cobblestone I could do something with. Nothing really that major, but... Also gonna eventually have to figure out how I'm gonna want a building to live in to look. Like, this is not a permanent house for me by any standards. But I will need something. And obviously, if I'm going to build a house, I want it to be an actual house with, like, a bedroom, a dining room, a kitchen. Uh, um, a living room. Some sort of storage room. What else is there to a house besides those things? The dark ritual room. Yeah, I'll need one of those. I'll eventually need to make something to make proper glass with, too. These quartz glasses are nice, but I'd want something a little more clear if I'm going to build a proper house. Did that snow ever melt in the barrel? It's now slush. Okay. I don't know what use that is to me. Question. No, apparently. Okay. Really should not hold that in the offhand. It doesn't work as well. That moon and sun are a little too close together. I don't like it whenever they touch each other. Wrong. Ah, yes, another sleep. Very good. You have no idea how tempted I am to open RuneScape right now and do another tedious, boring grind as we're just waiting in this game. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Realistically, I probably need to start working on things like, I don't know, hinges, nails, things to make chests with. I mean, I don't have anything better to do I? The moon. It flat. What happened to it? Look at it, chat. The moon. It a pencil now. I blame the government. Why are you goats so lame? Made sure, by the way, those are in fact goats and not sheep. Had to make sure of that more than once at this point. Is it done out there yet? Not that I can really do anything about it. That's not what I wanted to put down. This is. Just putting that there because it'll be next up whenever I can. Where the fuck are we going to do object things? I mean, I guess I could work on it, yeah. Not like we don't have the capacity to. Might be a good idea. Thinking. Hinges? I can't remember what they're called. Copper. Anytime I can't figure out what I'm doing, this also works. Copper torque. Nails and strips is what it's called. What else are we able to make, just so that I can see it? It'd be a waste to make that out of anything else. Yeah, and how much is needed for a couple of things with these? Because if we can make some wooden chests, I can like rearrange my storage a little bit. It'll be helpful. We've already made nice doors. I don't really care about that. Scroll rack isn't going to matter. Bug net. Rift ward. Oh, that's neat. Scrap bomb. Bridle and snaffle bit. Yeah. So, yeah, we probably could easily make this. We might as well. It'll help out, really. Alright. So let's see here. 40 for 2 copper ingots. Maybe 3 pieces of charcoal to cook it. No, not the grass, though that would be a good way to just kind of start a fire and heat it up a little bit, so actually maybe. Like, that's not going to get it melting, but that will warm it up a little, so we don't waste as much energy of the coal. Alright. Just let that burn out, heat up that a little bit, get the fire going. Then we'll start dropping coal into it so we can save at least a little bit of it. Especially because we're going to have to heat the ingots back up in a forge to start smithing it into the parts that we need. I'm surprised, by the way, that the boat doesn't require a single nail. That seems a little bit weird. Well, I'm not really complaining because I don't want them to do that to me. Just sit down here for a second. Alright. We'll need that. The ingots have to cool off, unfortunately, weirdly enough. That in there. If we had the brown coal, it would probably work as the beginning, heating element to just get it warmed up. I don't really think the grass helped that much, to be honest. Brown coal does not get as hot burning as charcoal or black coal. It is a long burning stuff, which is, I'm kind of wondering if we could make a really long burning thing with it, but yeah. Sorry, I had to mute there for a second. Still getting weirdly cold at night here. So it's going from like 70 in the day to like 40s at night, and it's just doing hell on my sinuses at this point. Okay. There we go. Would I want to heat it up and do a third bar? I mean, having a third bar of copper wouldn't hurt. I just want to have a third bar in case I wanted to do something with it. That's mostly my entire thought process there. I'm not sure what I'd do with it per se, but hey. Why not? Fire's already pretty hot, so it wouldn't matter too much. Honestly, the rod, maybe. A wrench, a rod. We don't have any candles to make a lantern with, though, so that wouldn't matter. God, the idea of making a block of copper. It'd be funny. I'd love to have enough copper to build a building with, but no. Building an iron fortress island would be very funny to do. I'm wondering if that's going to remain hot enough to just finish off without using another piece. I'm hoping so. Yeah, it looks like it will. So that'll get us a couple of bars of copper that we can work with. I'm gonna want a couple of chests to put inside to do some storage stuff with, and then I'm going to want some to put on the boat whenever it's done. Alright. There's 1 day left in January. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some more stuff done after that. Here, let's get this kinda filled. Just because I'll have to use that later. 4 pieces of coal I think will be good. Not sure where I'm gonna put the extra copper bar at. It is so quiet. Sometimes I'd turn on music right now, but I'm actually just kind of enjoying the peace. I haven't had a lot of good quiet moments in the last week, especially while trying to sleep at night, unfortunately. Unfortunately. I might end up moving the ceramic jar we have in here into the food storage. I might do that. There's no reason to have one of these in here if we're going to have proper chests. Do I want to start getting ready to build a proper bed too at some point? That would be good to have. Yes, I could do panning while I wait for winter to end, but I don't want to stand in the water in winter. Those are still all hot. The day's coming to an end. Can I sleep? No. Damn it. Guess I could also probably go down into the underground and start just digging pathways. Like 3x3 tunnels. Just to get more rocks and whatnot. Like, I'm going to want to start forming paths too. But I really don't want to put up paths until I have, like, a proper layout for where I'm going to have buildings and whatnot too. Let's see here. Like, obviously, if I really wanted to make my life easier, I'd probably move my buildings and whatnot over to this side of the island so that we're closer to where I just have the boat. Plus, flattening out some area over here and making just like a big set of buildings here. Could flatten out a lot of this range and make some stuff. You don't say. You don't say. It might be a bit dirty. Yes, it is in fact entirely comprised of dirt. This is one of the reasons I need more stone. Indeed. Mind you, cobblestone is one of those things where it's like, I don't mind its appearance, but at this point, I'd also like to get ashlar and like polished stone too. I'd love to build out of polished stone and ashlar, but realistically, polished stone would be easier, weirdly enough, because everything else requires clay. And the only thing polished stone requires is a chisel and a hammer and solid stone blocks. Not that we're not going to have a bunch of cobblestone, which I like to use as a path liner. Ashlar, though, is a much nicer stone. That's still really hot. Okay. I sleep yet? Yes, good. Sleep. Let it be a new day. Please. I want winter to be over. Especially because it's going to be annoying trying to set up also locations while it is snowing consistently. Rainfall in this area is, in fact, apparently common. Okay, grab these. Set them in there. Take these and put them back on the shelf. This one, can I just put it there? Yes, I can just store it there. Good. There are fox out there. Asher? No, Ashlar. I don't know who her is, nor do I care. Hammer. Start this up. Nice and warmed up. We can start smithing. I don't know why I put this here other than like to be able to look outside and at least see what the conditions are slightly. I guess I could also start making some of the packed dirt to just like start outlining a house potentially. I could do that. Then again, I also want to wait until all the trees are grown that I planted over here, so then I could cut them down, take the seeds, and move them somewhere else. The animals are also going to be... Who's Lar? Ah, good question. But I have a real question for you. Do you believe? In Joe Hendry? I hope that gave someone PTSD in the chat. I need to sit down and talk to Edit at some point and get that stuff set up myself. Like that Sammy program he uses. 2-8. Ah. That way. Actually kind of wondering if 8 versus the amount of 4 is somehow less efficient. Pretty sure it's going to require 2 either way, almost. Hey, why do you not want to move any of that? 3. Is this a reasonable time of stream? One that was started at 4 a.m.? Depends on who you ask. For me, no. There is no such thing as reasonable. It really doesn't want to move this one, does it? No. Okay, that's weird. Also, I've done this in a way that is not very useful. Yeah, I don't think this was necessarily useful to have done in this way. There's gonna be so much wasted material here. Okay. Yes, I can see what making one with 4 would do, since we have a... That's not right. Put that away. Grab that one. There we go. This one. I've been slowly working on getting my smithing level up in RuneScape, so this is putting in my brain a certain level of agitation that normally wouldn't be there. Yeah, that was kind of a waste, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm wondering how many we'd get if we just made 4 at a time. You know, I've come to the realization I don't have a way to cool these off right now. Oh. Bad news, now get someone 5 full minutes of sleep. Going to bed. Oh, sorry. Alright, sleep well. I wonder. No. I really, really hope that would have worked, but no. Alright, let's try making 4. Oh, that was, I mean, technically, there's no wasted material if 1 bar becomes 4 and 2 was required to make 8. But at the same time, it feels like there was wasted material, you know? Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird way they did that. Ah! Air cooling? Technically, yes. Technically, that's what's going to happen here, yes. This should be enough, at least, for a little while. I know how I'm going to cool this stuff. There's a very simple way that I can do this. I'm really, really glad that I can at least do that. Very carefully. Like that. Alright. There's a simple way we can do this still. I really shouldn't have done that. Yeah. Next big update they're going to do, there's going to be a way of cooling these down from barrels. Also a sharpening wheel. That'll be neat. Alright. Cool, we have that now. Put away these items, like, meh. Pine boards. For now, I think we make like 4 of them. Yeah, 4 will do for now. Put these together to make a double wide chest. And there it is. Nice. Look how much more storage we have now. This clipped, though, so I'm going to move this entire thing. Like, right there should do. Alright. Now, we actually have a functional amount of storage we can use. Look at all of this extra space we have now. Ugh. So nice to actually be able to store stuff. Move this. Just throw it in here. These gemstones, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. I'm pretty sure I can use lapis to make colored glass with. And I might honestly do that at some point. Here, let's pick that up and throw it in here too, since we can't really do much with it. Alright. That cleaned up the place a little bit. Would also end up putting something in here, but just kind of don't care. Alright. Another nap. Please let us get through winter at least today at some point. That'd be nice. Negative 19 degrees. January 9th. I keep thinking we'll hit an eclipse at some point with how close the sun and moon are getting right now. Yes, eclipses are a thing in game. Okay, there's the hole. That away. Grab this so we can sit it out there for whenever its turn comes. We'll just set this in here too. Oh, man. Ra-da-da-da-da. Ra-da-da. Ra-da. Ra-da-da-da. Okay, no more resin. But yeah, if you want to know how far the boat is, you can go look at it. Yeah, you can see the boat down there. It's slowly coming along. I think the main thing we're now missing for the boat is actually just ropes and linen squares to make the everything else out of. Hey, look what grew. These things can just grow naturally, even in winter, and I'm not sure entirely how. But I'm not going to complain about having extra stuff to start with. Alright. Yeah. It's getting there. Soon we'll have a ship. Soon we'll have a ship. By soon, I mean whenever the actual harvest comes in. Fucking raft. Okay. I don't know what to do now. We've kind of run out of things, and I was really hoping it would at least start warming up enough this month. Nope. Yeah, I prefer the moon being round. The way that it looks now just is concerning. They put a round moon in for a while, and then took it back out for some reason. I don't like it. I want the moon to be round. I mean, the sun is kinda square, but it's rounder. So what is with, like, the moon and sun being big and everything whenever I see them in real life and they're tiny in the sky? Just feel like maybe other places in the world somehow have a much neater looking set of things, and I'm left somewhere where everything is tiny, and it's like, oh, that's sad. I want the moon to be bigger in the sky, not literally. What do I want to do with this? I mean, technically, we could probably put some stuff in there to use for cooking, I guess, so, eh. We have one in here we're using just for seeds. How's this doing? Still slush? Okay. Negative 15 degrees. Oh, great. We needed to get above freezing so I can actually, you know, start planting things again. So sick of the snow. Right. Again, we appear to have run out of things to do. Have anything I want to grind up? We don't have iron of any kind, so trying to make that stuff would be pointless right now. Should I just go back down into the mines and start digging? That's the unused one. We want this one. I mean, I can. Not gonna hurt anything, per se. Eh, fuck it. Why not? I'm also not sure how I'm going to do flattening of this area. Like, I'm gonna need to flatten out the area to make it more buildable upon. I just don't fully know. Oh, is it actually starting to, like, unfreeze down here? Huh. Is it because of this? Yeah, it's because of the tree. Never mind. What is this, a walnut tree? Apparently that's rare. I'd want to try to get some seedlings from it. Yeah, let's start this one, I guess. Whatever. Is this still going to go the wrong direction? I don't know anymore. One of these goes the right direction, one of these goes the wrong direction, and I'm never sure which is which anymore. Not that what I'm doing right now, it really matters. Other than I'd want to just get down into the lowest points I can and start digging. Because then we have better chance of just stumbling upon ore deposits. Which is the desired outcome, ultimately. I have a feeling I've gone down the wrong way again. Uh-huh. Yep. Shale. But this way? There's a strata of rock here, and then it turns. Yeah, okay, this is the correct direction. Mind you, there's an entire possibility that no matter how far I go down, I'm still going to run into the ocean, because Jesus Christ, the ocean go far. Ah! Yeah, let's go from here. Stability of this rock is fine. Also, mind you, this is going to be a way that I'm going to get a hold of certain things, like, you know, solid stone blocks. A thing that I want. Yeah. But yeah, 3x3 tunnel should remain fairly stable and not collapse in on itself. Not gonna get a lot of solid stone blocks this way, but that's kind of just an outcome of it. Like, I'm not overly concerned about it. If I wanted to get proper amounts of stone block, I'd be... Apparently I was wrong, by the way, and a 3x3 tunnel would still collapse. Okay. I don't know how that works out, but okay. That strikes me as a little bit incorrect stability-wise. Stability. I think I need to be making support beams. Cracked granite cannot be polished, by the way. It is useless for that goal. 3016. Okay. I actually may need to build support beams and put them down here somewhere if I want to do it like this. A little bit strange, but okay. Zero instability on all of those. Okay. Weird that that collapsed. Okay. I know the cracked granite also is way less stable. But still, that was very strange. Like, realistically, that shouldn't have collapsed. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I probably want to put some sort of support beam system in. Just where, though? Oh, there's some. I did that collapse. 23, 33, 33. Ah. Interesting. That is very unstable. Okay, yeah, the cracked granite is incredibly unstable. $33 all along there, so 0 0. Yeah, that's very strange. Realistically, I probably want to, at some point, take these out if I can. Cut them down into support pillars and use them that way properly. I wanted to check because this is where one of the cave-ins happened, and I want to see... That caught me off guard a little bit. Okay, well, that broke. Right. Okay. Well then. Whatever. We got a nice little set of those, at least. But yeah, the cave-ins, they don't work exactly the way you would think. There's factors to it that I'm not incredibly certain about. Like, there's a lot of this cave that is technically unstable. Which, yeah, actually, that's not entirely out of the norm. But I'd want support beams with me, so I could just kind of keep that from happening. An interesting system overall, I think. And we're hungry again. How very nice. I hate having to eat to stay alive. It bothers me. Wing, 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 wing. Okay. Will flower in 8 days, weather permitting. Okay. So we are maybe about a month off of actually having winter end then, maybe? Hopefully. Need more food again. I don't know. We have some rye grain here, so 8 of the, well, we want 6. Yeah. 6 of that. Svelte. Make 6 of that. That's 7, you idiot. What is more likely to go bad? These. 6 turnips and 6 carrots, maybe? Once fishing is a thing, I'm hoping I'll be able to supplement some of the food items. Although I'm not going to fish if I can help it, but you know, I literally have nothing else to do. So let's see here. We have 556 granite stones. Okay. This is about what we have left for wood as well, isn't it? Okay. It's back here. Up, up, ba da ba 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 da ba. Maybe I should start working on the outlines of a house. Just to have something to do. It's mostly going to be, A, what am I going to make it out of? And B, how big do I actually want it to be? Because I kind of do want to go over here and start flattening this area out and possibly making a house like up here and then like some sort of pathway down to where we're going to have the little docks. Then I'm going to want to probably do something about over here, but moving production of everything else, especially the animals, are going to be annoying to move. And I don't think I'm going to be able to. So I don't know what to really do about that, per se. I think we might be able to get away with half with one and half with the other. Really hoping, because then that would last us one more cooked meal. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to work. Let's skip some more time if I can. I'll cook over the amount of time I sleep. Hmm. What, really? Okay. Apparently not. It is now February. Oh my god, it's still fucking winter. Appa. Sure, we're kind of high up on the top of this mountainous area here too, but still. Also, this doesn't update the entire map per season, so those are just whatever the season it was that I found it at. I don't think there's a way to do it otherwise besides turning off true color of the map, which is, you know, usually not what is actually on most of the time. So it didn't necessarily matter. Still, though. I was really hoping winter would have ended by now, but apparently no. I need more support beams. I don't think we need anything else from these. I do, whatever. Winter will eventually end anyways. Might need to make a new axe, though. You know what? We'll take, like, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe. Nah, let's go 4. 4 should be okay. It was a hammer and the axe, right? To debark. Wanted 4, yeah. Hammer. That. Make a little bit more firewood. We shouldn't need too much more. Of course, that broke that, but who cares? Yeah. Take this, saw it into support beams. Right. Okay. That away. Guess we can put that there. Why not? That away. We'll grab the other pickaxe and just go back down, I guess, with the support beams now. That should work. I mostly want to get support beams up in there just so it doesn't do that one thing again. I assume these will work because they're literally called support beams. I hope they're not just decorative. Huh, that was weird. Ow. Okay, where was it? No, one of these tunnels leads. This one? With all the dirt in it? I don't think so. Trying to find my way around this place is actually kind of annoying. No, it was a weird turn that I had to make somewhere. Really should do something about a lot of my confusion down here. But yeah, you would think a 3x3 tunnel would not actually be that unstable, but yeah, apparently it is. Enough for it to collapse immediately, too, weirdly enough. What are all these? Maple? Birch? Birch. I don't like birch. Mostly because I don't have enough of it to like it. Where the fuck is it? Where'd it go? Is it down here? Am I stupid? I know I'm stupid, but... What? Down there? I wonder. I have a bad idea, but I wonder. How is this... Okay. Really thinking that might collapse all of it, so I was going to be careful there. Actually, here's a good way to find out. You know, I didn't think it'd work like that, per se. But, honestly... Yeah, it is, in fact, supporting it. Huh. Okay, they do work. Neat. Here we go. This way. Yeah. Yeah, I really should use it like that. This is the wrong way. Honestly, these are actually kind of nice. I like the way these works. No. What the hell is it then? Oh, it's down this way, isn't it? Yeah, this is the correct way. Ow. I really need to actually stop doing that. That was an entire bowl of food. Very good. Very nice. I hate it. Alright, first off, this spot, the one that we have propped up with these, we should start reinforcing this. Because, Yeah. I could do some certain silly little ideas to support it, but, how can I go about this? Here. Right there. And, down. Can I? Ah, okay, that used all of that up. Well then. Here to, like... Yeah, we'd need a lot more of that. Is that supporting it the way that I wanted it? Sorta, but not really. Okay. I do here to, like... There. No. Yeah, that does work, though. They do, in fact, work. Okay. I'd need to make a fair amount of those and play with them to see how exactly they work, but it is providing some support. At least in part to some of it. Like, that's actually supporting a fair bit, actually, now that I look at it. I take this back down. Surely this wouldn't collapse it, right? Yeah, nah. Okay. Where is the most unstable part of this? Here? Oh yeah, that works well. Yeah. You can just walk straight through them, can you? Okay. That was like, what, only 6 of those? And that's like 2 logs instead of the full amount. Okay. Now, that doesn't look stable, and it's not technically. It is working, though. If you want to make a nice, like, proper amount of these, you could pretty well stabilize the area, I think. Okay. Just, like, take some, make, like, a, support beam down center, maybe. And then from, like, wall to there, down the center, that might work. Or do, like, a wall to center. That should keep it fairly stable. Maybe. Sure, it's a little weirdly angled, but it is working. Now, I've never claimed to be an engineer either, mind you, so, if it's a little concerning, well, you know, it works. Really say anything other than, yeah, it works? There's a lot of cracked granite there that I don't like. These 3x3 tunnels, though, they should be fairly easily reinforced. If nothing else than by just a couple of pillars. Okay. Yeah, this cracked granite is what probably caused the last cave-in. So we want to kinda be getting rid of that where we find it. Mind you, too, if I had, like, cobblestone? I don't think cobblestone collapses at all. Oh my god, there's more of it back there. I'm being very cautious with this. I'm tempted to leave a 3x3 pillar. Just to try to give some of this more stability. Yeah. That's actually kind of keeping it a little bit more stable. Yeah, the cracked is absolutely a problem, though. Fairly certain just these 2 wide 1 tunnels are also perfectly stable. Okay. Kind of making sure everything else remains stable. Yeah, that's going to collapse if we don't get rid of it. That's the problem. The cracked granite is 100% part of the problem. That stuff will collapse more or less immediately if we don't get rid of it. If it's freestanding over something. Okay. Because look, 0, 50. Yep, cracked granite is absolutely a problem. We have to get rid of it. Okay. Do anything else for us? I don't think so. Trying to be careful here. You should take any sign of cracked gravel, like granite, anywhere as a incredible instability that will fall if we aren't careful. Yeah, we're gonna need support beams down here outright with how much there's already been cracked. I don't know if the stability of the caves is also a little too low. Like, it just seems a bit wrong that a 3x3 tunnel is that unstable. Controlled collapses are also not that awful to do. But yeah. Maybe whenever I have a lot more wood than I have need of it. Go get more food. -15. Do I actually want to bother making more support beams right now? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Building underground and turning the ability to have underground farming on would be kind of fun. Because we don't have to deal with a lot of things right now with the settings we have. Like, there's no temporal stability or monsters to worry about. Trying to figure out ground stability is also kind of interesting for mining purposes. I just wish that we were somewhere with a way more dense amount of materials. Like, if there were actual decently large veins of material everywhere, then mining would probably be more interesting, because the ground collapsing is definitely like one of those things of, oh yeah, I should be very careful. But I'd still have the reward of all of that stuff. Plus, not gonna lie, I think if we were able to also get a lot of clay, it would help. Because I'm pretty sure cobblestone does not have a stability at all. Okay, let's see. We still have 5 of these. We need to make another axe, but I'm thinking, yeah. This is weirdly entertaining for me. I don't know about anybody else, but still. It's engaging is the main thing whenever I've had little else to do waiting for winter to end. Like, trying to build an underground base that has plenty of area and the ability to have lighting and shit would be neat. Just mainly a problem of, like, it's not a game built anywhere close to allow that. Debark these. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to try to replace the logs down there with support beams too. See if we can't bring those back and make more out of them. Because these do work and they're actually functional. It's just I need to be hyper careful because if I die down there, yeah, we're not getting back to this island anytime soon. Which I guess would be vaguely entertaining. Struggling not to freeze to death on an island somewhere else. That's how I ended up discovering the island all the way up here, by the way, is I died and it just threw me up here. Which it does regularly, and I'm starting to think that's where it thinks I should be spawning at. Floating dirt. I hate you. Where was that one entrance at? Mind you, I also probably should be marking all my entrances into the underground now. Properly. So I can get back down there easier, because I'm still not learning where I'm at. I feel like this is wrong again. Isn't it? Yes, it is. There's somewhere where it's like, oh yeah, I keep going up and around, and then that somehow is correct. Oh, that's there. That's not the correct direction, I don't think. Was it actually that hole that I just jumped down and then just didn't look at a certain direction? Yeah. Somehow I keep missing this spot somehow, too. I don't think this is right either, is it? Throw myself too far down here. Oh, no, this is correct. Here we are. Can I brace this on this? So let's see. 23, 16. Nice. Did I not brace it on itself here? No? Please? Intersecting them seems to have actually provided a decent amount of stability right along here, so let's not just stand there though and like move back a little bit and see if this works. Okay. Why is that making it way brighter? What? Why is it so bright down here now? Oh yeah, I need to support this here, don't I? Oops. It's not quite what I wanted to do. At all. Hey. Can I please move that? Where'd it go? I wanted to do this. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. This one right here is pretty bad. Yep. Is it perfect? No. Does it work? Yeah. At least I don't have to navigate around it. If I actually had a chance of just accidentally kicking one of these things out and collapsing the ceiling, I'd be a lot more concerned. As it is, though, it's okay. Now then. I'm about to find out just how bad I've made my life. Okay, how bad is that? It's actually okay here. Surprisingly enough. That needs a support. I think the main thing I should be worried about is anything approaching 50%. You know, like that. Need 2 beams to do that. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's relatively better down here now. Sure, this is not safety certified by any means, shape, or form. But it's stable. Sure. I'd want to probably put one down there, too. I just want to clear some of this and make like a walkway. Hey Rez, I'm doing okay. Kind of working on certain things down here. Okay, so we don't need to fancy this up too much as long as it's stable enough to stay standing. Yeah, this one's going to need some more though. Probably 1 beam there and then just like support beam here to there, and hopefully that will keep it stabilized enough to not be a concern. I wish I had a better idea of what I'm doing, but I kinda know just enough to make this work. Yeah, this spot too. We're gonna have to do something about here. This is off in the direction we were going, and there's a lot of collapse here that we're going to have to deal with. Especially since there's so much cracked granite everywhere. This stuff is a danger in and of itself. I mean, to be fair, I think the best we're going to be able to do here is just like center there and just kind of do that regularly down the centers. But it's collapsed enough that there's plenty of this cracked granite that's going to be a problem. This is nowhere near safe, though. Yeah, even here, the instability is fairly high. We'd need a lot of those pillars. Part of why I'm like, if I only had an easy, cheap building material, that wouldn't collapse with it. But, you turned on underground farming and were able to form a large enough chamber to make wood with. I think you could probably get away with quite a bit. You'd still have to find other sources of metal, though. And you'd be able to not get any clay. It's starting to warm up slowly. We're, what, in the evening and it's -7? Whereas like an hour or two ago it was -20. So, yeah. Slowly getting there. Sun setting, eat some food, sleep, make more support beams, I guess, and keep going. See what we can find. You're really not meant to stay underground for long periods of time, which is why I'm kind of wanting to find a way to do so. We're also getting pretty stocked up on small stone granite, at least. Hi, Chili. How are you? Oh, that's unfortunate. Grab this. Hammer. Strip the wood. Yeah, we'll be able to at least get a nice number of support beams in there, though. Okay, that's good to hear. Put these down. That back. All right. Actually, yeah, let's get a sleep so we can skip more time and slowly get towards spring at least. You can semi-deep to make a cellar make the food last longer. That's not too much of a worry right now. My main question would be, how would you be able to make more or less a permanent underground base? And the problem is, clay and, like, wood. If you get lucky enough and turn your settings right, you'd be able to make at least a long-term amount of ore be just everywhere. Like, you can make 300% ore spawns, and you would probably be okay. Trees don't necessarily need light, per se. This way. There we go. Starting to learn. Mind you, I'm also partially trying to just find cave systems down here with anything interesting in them and see how far down we can get. Alright. Okay. Where was the really bad instability? There's that. Okay. Grab this. And it just... No? Really? Oh, it's not on my bar, so you aren't counting it as usable. Okay, that worked. We can ignore the 33% right now. As long as everything remains enough. Yeah. So let's see. Here's where I was kind of concerned and wanting to figure out what I can do. Can I do that and it stabilize the entire way down a little bit? No, not really. But it does stabilize that. Adds old mine shafts to the ground. I try to figure out some of this stuff on a more vanilla basis, basically. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about this. There is so much cracked granite here that it's not even funny. No. It's the stack, isn't it? It's like that, yeah. Break that. There's more cracked granite there. How's this stability-wise? Okay. It's starting to get higher. Yeah. This is keeping that steady. Let's see what we can do here. I'm just trying to dig a tunnel more than anything right now. Like, I know I probably need to do something, but it's a matter of just trying to figure out what is even doable vanilla, too. Okay. Stuff still bothers me, something fierce. Like, we won't rid of all this cracked granite as best as we can. This would be the edge here. Yeah. Okay, that stabilizes that. Still isn't great. Okay. Like, I know there's probably way better ways to go about this, but I don't really know anything about it. To be fair, we're kind of just slapdashing this, aren't we? As long as it's above 50% and not surrounded by cracked, it should be okay. Need to make another shovel and go dig up more, stuff, too. Because ultimately what I'd want to do isn't what it's letting me do. Okay, how is this doing? There's also all that up there that I'm kind of worried about, but not too much I can do about it right now. 16. This is still supporting all of this. Yeah. One of the new updates they're talking about is adding dungeons, by the way. Like, proper dungeons. Brother back in the mines? It's fucking winter. What else do I have to do right now? I don't have a boat yet. Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit unstable. The worst part is there's this entire layer here of this cracked granite, and that's going to become a problem if I don't find a way to deal with it. This is going to lose a lot of stability. Let's just try to... I don't know if that's even going to help. Okay, it works a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so that's fairly cheap, keeps it fairly stable. So long as these don't become overtly unstable, they shouldn't collapse. Okay. Yeah, this is working. How are the walls doing too? Fine. Anything bad on the backer side? Backer? Or back side of it? I really don't like that there, but I don't think I can do too much about it. Okay, we want to break this off. And there we go. 16% instability. He's getting some distance into the ground now. New rule. No role playing in chat. Of course, the center one here is cracked. The instability, 23%. Yeah, I think I figured out how we can make a 3x3 tunnel and not run into too many issues. The desire to just have, like, a beam down the center and two off to the side, though, man. Not joking, no role-playing in chat. Now, here's the question. If I wanted to make a offshoot tunnel, how would I do that? It's still stable. Okay. There we go. Would in fact require a fair bit of wood, but like every 2 or 3 should be fine. In fact, I kind of want to see if 3 is pushing it or not. Okay. 1, 2. One more than this. We'll see. Bad is that? Actually still fairly stable so far? Okay. Now then, here's the real test. This is at 16. That's at 23. Cut this. 23, 23. So we want to cut this open and see what it does. Okay. This last bit of a support off here. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3. Set that there. That's still unstable there. I would prefer if it was 0 all the way down, so every 2 blocks seems to be the amount. Okay. I'm sure there's probably a cheaper way to go about it, too. Okay. Now then, I want to do another experimental little thing. Because the main problem is that that would mean I couldn't have 3x3 offshoot tunnels, could I? So wait. Here's a better question. You know it's still stable enough to stand. Click that. Okay. I don't know if that's helping at all. No, it's not helping that other one. Okay. So that's how that works. Got it. I am curious. Okay. So what if we put it in between two of them? What will that do? Okay. Doesn't really seem to affect anything. Alright, time to find out something dangerous. Okay. We play dangerous games here with our lives. And our time at this point. How cold is it outside? -8? Oh, very cool. I hate it. Okay. Now here's a question. What does that do? I mean, it doesn't save us a lot there, but what I want is to brace along the top and then have like pillars at the side so that it actually looks a little more correct. Now then, let's find out. How does it take a four-way intersection? Oh yeah, I guess I need to cut through the rest of this too, just to have it on that. I'm gonna work with 3x3x3 cuts. Just see what we can do for the most stability overall. All of this is still fairly stable. But we're gonna want to figure out how to do it like this too. I'm slowly running out of support beams again though. We can still hear animals on the surface, weirdly enough. God, this place is not okay. Like, I do not feel safe in here despite what the game is telling me. Why am I hearing animals, by the way? Am I getting near the surface again somehow? Okay. That's still unstable there. Huh. Yeah. I wouldn't trust this place. At all. Okay. Now then. How's the center one doing? Okay. This is basically how I'd be doing tunnels for mining, actually, if I could. This is why I'm trying to test it down here. Okay. Break that one. 22 there. I see. Okay. Right. That leaves one unstable part right there still. Okay. Though I can kind of tell, yeah, this doesn't work as well. It's wasteful. We want to just be doing that. Which, that brings up the horrible question of... What about this one? What happens if I do this? Okay, that brings that instability back. So, as best as I can tell, the stability that this provides is very specific. Now, here's a better question. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was the case, too. I like that one way better than that one, though. Yeah. Okay. I have a thought that I'm trying to figure out how I want to do. What am I breaking there? Not the one that I want, is it? Yeah, that is not the one I wanted to break. I wanted to break this one. I have a wondering. Put that one back where it was. Fast as I can, at least. Can I do that? Yes. Okay. Okay. Now that's 100% stable. Yeah. Okay. So we could do that, technically. Aesthetically, making these triangle supports in a T-junction and then just having them all break down into, like, little, like, outstretches like that, that makes it perfectly stable. And mind you, we can go back through down this way and just add more like that, too. Just for the sake of it. And I think that'd look actually okay. Why is it so bright whenever... What? Either way, I think I figured out what I'm doing pretty well now. Like, sure, some of it will look a little bit awkward, but hey. I think we did a good job figuring this out now. Okay. Alright. This I'd probably want to fill in with something, but yeah. Now, why would I want 100% stability? Because I like being alive. And it's something I've never had in my life. This at least looks vaguely correct. The rest of it, though, not really. Alright. Day 2. the second month of the year 1. Also may have fucked around a little too long and we might start starving to death down here. I think we found out a good way to do mining, at least with these settings on. I'd also like to have lights, but that's just a thing that will have to happen eventually. -12. We're still going to have to wait like a month or two, aren't we, until winter goes away? That's sad. Ow. Ow. Also, that was all the wood we had to use too, so, that's about all we had to do for now. Stop screaming. Okay. Right. That also got us another 6 stone, so yay. $168 granite stone. I think that's the most we can hold in the box. We'll need to make another pickaxe soon, but oh well. Oh, man. All right. It's also snowing again, so, sleep. We commit a slep. How long have I been going? About 3 hours. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I've completely misjudged how long winter was going to take. I thought by this point we'd at least, you know, be seeing temperatures going above 0, but no. Apparently, I'm not even, after multiple days of sitting around and real life with the game running, even done with it yet. God damn it. At least we got some stuff done. I'm trying to think, is there anywhere that I could go, potentially? That wouldn't take forever. The answer is no. Okay. This is why I need a boat. Like a proper sailboat, man. Gotta figure out what I'm gonna have for dinner today. We out of sticks. Only have one more stick, so yeah, even mining's gonna be less possible now. Severely underestimated the length of winter. Although we got some stuff done. Got new storage, figured out how to do 3x3 tunnels without them being unstable in any way. Wasted 3 hours of everyone's life. Got a fair part of the boat done. Yeah, Vintage Story has seasons. We're currently in winter. Probably getting towards the tail end of winter, but yeah. You can turn off seasons too. Make them whatever season you want. The game is actually incredibly customizable. I want to take a look at what we still have here. I'm fairly tempted. Well, first off, I want to make sure all this is medium fertility soil first. Yeah. Fairly tempted to basically kinda cut off the rest of this field, like right here, and just pack all this dirt down or use it for something else. Oh yeah, you can really, really make it difficult to live in to the point that the devs aren't even certain it's survivable. Though a lot of people took that as a challenge and proved, yes, you can basically survive in any biome. Almost any biome. There's one or two that I can think of that are inherently not going to let you survive very long. Can't sleep again. Okay. I think it's about time we make some more food. Let's see. Yep. What are we going to have today besides gruel? Well, guys, it looks like we're having gruel and vegetables again. Flax grain is not very good to eat, to be honest. God. These are still the things that will go bad soonest. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? A horrible, horrible Eastern European meal. Tried this game, but I think it's both lazier and stupider. I was both in... When I tried this game, but I think I was in a both lazier and stupider than usual state of mind. Beep, beep. Porridge with mashed turnip. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, that's empty. We got plenty of granite now. I'm still vaguely considering trying to, like, lay out an outline of a house to build later. I'm just not entirely certain what I'd want to do. Or how big it would necessarily need to be. I'm gonna let this get at least close to a certain way through before I turn the fire back on it. It's not going to keep cooking that much there, so there we go. Hopefully that works. The funny thing is, the game has the guide, but a lot of people just refuse to read it. I can say this having been on the public test server quite a bit. There's a lot of people who just completely ignore the guide for some reason. Like, literally everything in the game that you... Well, almost everything, but there's a lot in here, even the first step tutorial. Hello. So, let's see here. This should work at least. Is this Tekken? No. Message redacted. Interesting. You're not about to break rule number 1, are you? Dude. God. I really, really need to get an animal farm going, though. So I probably will give it another go at some point. I'd definitely say do so. Now, if you own the game, the public test server is there, and if there are people on, there's usually some level of helpfulness to those people. Sometimes. Maybe. A little bit. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of anything to do right now because Jesus Christ, we're deadlocked thanks to winter still going. I don't even know what I want in the rest of a house. Like right now we're living in this mud hut and I really don't want to be in this forever. I want to actually make and decorate a nice house with wood flooring and blackjack and no hookers because I hate those. But blackjack is fine. It's a fun enough game. You know what I wish would get put back on the Steam store? Poker Night at the Inventory. Both of them. I am so annoyed that you can't get those games anymore. Thanks to licensing bullshit. But both of those games were great. I had them both on the Xbox 360, and I want to play them again just because they were fun. Ugh, man. Back then, I never even thought about the idea that a game could be taken off, off stores because of licensing agreements. It's coming back, is it now? Because I want those games. I want to actually be able to get those games. They're so much fun. First one. I want both of them. First one's okay. But yeah, I just wish both would return. God, I wonder how many good games in the last, 2 or 3 years got destroyed by, people running out of license bullshit. The release date for it? Oh. I am alt-tabbed right now. Poker Night at the Inventory. Lucky I got them a while back, yeah. Oh wow, yeah, it is coming back. March 5th. Remaster? Really? Oh god, if they could do both, that would be so nice. Because, man, both games were just a lot of fun. I just typed in Pokemon. God damn it. Huh. Okay. Oh my god, characters that people do not know anymore. Yeah. Could have gotten Cybertron game on Steam, though. I have it them via other means. Yeah. Has better lighting than the original version, I see. Oh my god, Sam and Max, though. I should play through the Sam and Max adventure games by Telltale at some point. You know, actual games instead of TV shows they lied about choice in. The adventure games are so good, and I fucking hate The Walking Dead for making Telltale go down the path it did, where they literally didn't have to make a game ever again, and then go out of business, so, you know. Love to see a new one. I would love to see another one made if it avoids the writing problems that a lot of games have. If they made a new that are gone technically, you can still grab the game. Somehow get a CD key. Yeah. Somehow. If they were able to make a new Poker Night at the Inventory game and it not have the kind of writing that makes me mute voices in a game, it'd be good. If it has that dog shit modern fucking garbage ass writing, it would become one of the most painful fucking games in existence. Been wanting to play the Sam and Max games for a while, haven't gotten around to do it. To do it due to all the shit I've started already. Yeah. The Sam and Max games are really good, though. The old ones. There was like a VR game that was dog shit, though. I hear. I think at least that was what it was, but yeah. Could winter please just be over? -24! It's getting colder again! What? 3. But yeah, the actual old Telltale Adventure games were really good. And then they made Walking Dead, which had 0 actual fucking choice in it. And people ate it up. And then they made thousands of those and went out of business, and I've hated it. Hated it ever since. Sure, season 1 of the Walking Dead game is okay. It's a decent enough story. Everything after that, though, oh my fucking god, I hated it. Yeah, there was some sort of VR game, if I'm not wrong, with Sam and Max, and it was just kind of bad. 1 second. Sam and Max. Let's see if I can't find it. I don't even know if it exists. Oh yeah, Sam and Max, this time it's virtual. Yeah, that's one of the games that has mixed reviews and is bad. It apparently is also buggy as all shit too, from what I remember being said of it. No, don't Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh my god, Steam, can I please remove the fucking stupid fucking menu thing you have? Fuck you! I hate big picture mode. I never use it. Why is it right next to minimize? Go fuck yourself. What the fuck? I'm looking at it right now. I've never seen anyone talk about this at all. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Oh, the big screen mode? Yeah, that fucking thing. I never use that. I never use it, but I keep accidentally clicking on it whenever I go to minimize Steam. Yeah, it's awful. Like, Steam, please, move that. Nobody wants to turn that on. Like, on a normal desktop. If they do, they don't deserve rights. Just saying. It's only gotten colder. What do you mean it's only gotten colder? Ugh. I can't even, like, build a greenhouse or anything yet. Yeah, it should also have an "Are you sure?" prompt. Because, the boot up for it, too, takes, like, several seconds of loud noise, and I'm just like, nah, about it. Alright. Start building a snow globe. I don't have any glass. I couldn't if I wanted to. I can't even make tools right now, to be honest. That's where we're at. I have so little left to do. I'm out of sticks, so I can't make any tools. I can't grow anything. Killing the animals wouldn't be worth my time. I'm literally back to having nothing to do. Have you ever heard of the ship of Theseus? No, I've never heard of it. Who's Steve Jobs? boat. The rift. The raft is buried in the snow. I can't even really move it around. No, not really. Most of those are berry bushes, by the way. I can't believe winter has lasted, like, a month longer than I wanted. It's -10 down at ocean level. That fog is fascinating looking, though. Oh, okay. Yeah. Remember I said that I've spent most of winter in the title of this stream sitting around? That's not a joke. I have spent so much time in this game just sitting in the house waiting for winter to be over because I basically don't have anything else I can do. I can't go out and do stuff, even on the raft, because I'll freeze to death. My clothing barely keeps me warm sitting around. That's kind of like, just where I'm at this point. Like, I've basically run out of stuff to do, and I'm vaguely thinking about ending stream and making food instead and playing more, RuneScape. Because, yes, I am autistic. I play RuneScape. Look how deep the goddamn snow is. Ignore that. That's not real. Draw a stick-ass dude on a skateboard in MS Paint. No. I'm actually getting hungry is the main thing. But yeah, I thought the winter would be over by now, but no. No. Not in the slightest, and we've run out of everything else to do. Eh, fuck. Oh, like old school RuneScape. Obviously, who the fuck plays current? I've been, I have a Chunkman account on old school RuneScape. That's what I've been doing with my time. I'm slowly working my way through the Motherlode mine and getting all the unlocks there so I can start doing smithing, so I can start working my way up to being able to train up some other stuff. My current plan in old school RuneScape goes a little something like this. Eat a succulent Chinese meal. No. I take everything I get from the Motherlode mine and level up my smithing. I take the smithing stuff and make like a full set of adamant armor. And then I go splash train magic on seagulls. And from there, I get to where I can use high alchemy. And I take all the adamant armor and I high alchemy that into money. I take that money, I buy death runes. I go to the volcano, like, fire people settlement and sell all the death runes so I can buy the equipment there. That's my best in slot currently. I then take all that equipment, I go make a bullseye lantern once I get crafting to, like, level 50. I go make a bunch of oil for it. I take that and I go fight a giant mole or something. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And I keep murdering giant moles until I get a pet. Or something. I forgot what exactly is the reason. Can you play this game offline? Yes. I am currently in my single player world right now. The only thing that you have to do that's online is to log into your account, basically. Like, just at the start. But, you know, the only way you're going to get the game is downloading it. So, yeah, you have to have an account anyways. It'll ask you to log in. You log in, like, once, and then you're able to play on your single-player world as much as you want. What's the name of the game? Vintage Story. Okay. Let's see. You know, Vintage Story, that thing that I have in the title and in the games category. Alright. Yeah, I don't really think there's much else I can do right now besides yap. I'm getting hungry and tired. Because guess who didn't get good night's sleep again? Me. I'm betting no one's online, yeah. Wolf lady. Close enough. Lady man. Who's online right now that I am aware of that isn't Tinma? Is Tinma the only person I follow online? One moment. Yes, okay. So I guess I'll just let you people wander off to wherever you're going because I'm probably going to call stream here. Alright. Nobody I can send you guys to right now, so thank you all for being here. I hope you had a good time. I hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful time of day, and remember to do the human things to survive. Sayonara. Yeah, literally, the only person that I follow that's online right now is Tinma. So, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer would probably play this game. Fascinating statement. Goodbye. Go everywhere you're